Hello, General. Good morning again.
Good morning again, Scott and David. Good to be back.
Well, good to have
Well,
you.
in the interest of time, we're going to let you get straight to your interview, your chat with Tony Frazier. Really excited to hear this, and I want to thank you again for you guys doing this with us.
Great. Well, thank you very much. Well, Tony, it's great to have you with us here today. Good to see you now. We're both live, and it's wonderful to have you here to discuss. I think one of the most exciting areas involving space today. That being space imaging and communications and Earth intelligence. And I thought of you yesterday, frankly, during the fireside chat with Dan Hart of Virgin Orbit, when he noted that with the tragedy in Ukraine, everyone, even those watching from the comforts of their homes, and he specifically pointed out his wife watching TV. Everybody has now become imagery analyst. His wife was actually, referring to various military vehicles, and is that this type of vehicle or another type of vehicle? So almost becoming a military, an analyst. But you have, and Maxar have opened up that world to everyone. So with that, let's launch into our discussion here today. And if you could, how has space-based imagery of Russia's invasion of Ukraine helped to reinforce the value of commercial imagery in a military and intelligence context?
Okay, well, Harry, thank you so much for the opportunity, and it has been gratifying, to see the capabilities that we've spent decades building start to get applied, in a way where we can bring transparency, to issues that are going on, every day, around the world, and I think it's been exemplified, with how we've been responding to this Ukraine crisis. So maybe to answer your question, I can just give kind of a quick overview of how we do what we do, and then the different mission partners that we support, given the capabilities. So Maxar owns and operates a constellation of satellites. So we have 4 satellites in orbit today. We'll be expanding that to add 6 to our fleet within a year. But what we do is we image the Earth with both high resolution, high accuracy, and broad area coverage. And so with Ukraine specifically, since the conflict started, we have imaged over 5 million square kilometers of new collections over the region. And so really, leading into the end of last year, with what we thought were, or what was said to be exercises, in the region, we saw the buildup of over 100,000 troops, on the Ukraine border. We also were able to, monitor, details of, things that would feed border battle, type analysis. And then, what you've probably seen through the news, through relationships we have with over 500 media outlets, the ability to provide, information, on Russia's actions, which are, counter to their narrative. So they're disinformation that they've been espousing. And so, things like the convoy, where there was over 19 miles, of military vehicles, that we were able to see, or the destruction, in Kyiv and other, locations across the country, striking hospitals and schools, as well as the atrocities in bodies in the streets in Bucha. So all of those capabilities were enabled because we have a constellation that's imaging every day, and all that data is not only has the resolution to be able to distinguish certain features, like you mentioned, Dan Hart's wife, looking at distinguishing different military vehicles, but we also know, within 5 meters where that is on the ground, and we can do it for very broad areas. And so the fact that that's a shareable resource, it's been really gratifying to see that we've been able to support a broad set of both U.S. government stakeholders as well as different allies and partners around the world.
Yeah, great. Does following with that, does Maxar have any off-the-shelf capabilities that most people don't even know about today?
Yeah, great question. So I think this conflict has been a forcing function to take advantage of to do more than just the imagery collection. And so a couple examples I'll give. One that is tied to value-added products that we're able to derive from our imagery, and then another which is an emerging mission area that I think is very exciting. Given that this series is on the future, of how commercial capability can be applied to mission. And so one is that with this image library that we built up over the last 2 decades, we're able to not only see features in 2D, so 2D imagery, but we're also able to extract 3D features, from that imagery. And so that allows us to characterize land use and also other, a highly accurate model of what's occurring on the ground in 3 dimensions. So the XYZ accuracy of that 3D data is sub 3 meters spherical accuracy. And so one thing that we've seen with our mission support for the crisis has been, there's been a lot of demand across operational users to be able to apply coverage that we had across the bulk of Ukraine in support of mission planning applications, whether it's for RF planning, cross-country mobility, whether it's in air or on ground, those types of applications. And so that's been a really gratifying element of this, how we're supporting the mission of this conflict, is that things that have been in the prototype phase are being applied to operational missions. The other area which is exciting is that a lot of the imagery support that we provided to the U.S. government over the past 2 decades has been focused on providing foundational intelligence. So how do I understand the borders and the land use features and critical infrastructure and things of that nature. But as we add more satellites to our constellation, we're able to monitor not only events on the ground but also events in space. And one area that I'm particularly excited about is with the kind of the emerging importance of space domain awareness. How we can apply non-Earth imaging to that mission area. So we have the ability to take images of space-based objects, and so there's been a lot of interest in providing a similar commercial mission for that space intelligence requirement of the future.
Great. Well, I'm aware that Maxar has got a new satellite constellation coming, Worldview Legion. And can you explain to us what that's going to bring to the ISR community?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very exciting kind of progression of our model. So Worldview Legion is a program that we've been investing in, where we are building 6 new satellites that we're adding to our fleet, and leveraging a lot of the innovation that's occurred in our industry, we've been able to miniaturize electronics while still maintaining high quality optics, which allows us to be able to, for roughly the same amount of capital, build 6 satellites for what a decade ago would have cost to build one of our satellites. And so as a result, what we're doing is it's allowing us to deploy those satellites in different orbits, which allow us to increase the revisit over areas of the world that matter. And so we'll be deploying these 6 satellites in a combination of sun-synchronous and mid-inclination orbits, which allows us to get up to 15 times revisit a day over certain parts of the world, which completely changes the mission we can support, both for those terrestrial, targets, over open ocean, as well as, what I talked about earlier in space. And so we're very excited about, how that can be applied, both for our U.S. government customers and other allies and, partners around the world.
Thanks, Tony. Just one last question. We've got 2 minutes. Earlier today, we had General Keith Alexander on, and he talked about 3 areas of particular interest. Right now, of course, from his great intelligence mind and background, but certainly Russia, and you've explained the Ukraine situation very well. But he also talked about the area of China and Iran, and you just actually teed up the fact I thought about, our borders, homeland security type, with the southern border, northern borders, and all that. Can you just give us a brief comments about, are you looking at those areas too? And is that all provided for your users' use?
Yeah, absolutely. It's, we support a global mission today, and it's just really gratifying as a leader to be able to see all these use cases, where we're able to make a difference, both for missions today, whether it was the counterterrorism mission, for the last, 2 decades that we supported in the Middle East, to looking at, kind of broad area search, in the South China Sea, to border protection, in Southcom. We're supporting all that now, and we're very excited about where we can take that with the new constellation. And I think, more broadly, as we look to better support the warfighter, I know that's a big theme of this event. We're seeing an opportunity to really compress those timelines, so we can offer early warning, to get left of event. And so there's a lot of investment going into the ground. I heard the last speaker talking to different transport layers to get things into tactical systems. So we're investing heavily in that as well.
Great. Well, Tony, we've had just a short time here to discuss Maxar and your tremendous capabilities, but you've explained them well. As a professional military brief would go. And so we appreciate very much you being with us here, supporting America's Future series, and really giving us some key insights into the capabilities of Maxar. And good luck with your future launches and your future endeavors. Thanks for being with us today.
Great. Thank you, sir. Really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Back to the studio.
Hello, General. I want to say,
General.
sorry.
Well done.
Yeah, that was great. I'm sorry Tony got off real quick. He's very I'm a busy man, et cetera, but I just wanted to thank him, and I want to thank you for that great interview. And we got to have Tony back, right?
Absolutely.
We need to give you guys a little bit more time next time. We'll make sure we give you more time.
Yeah, there's a lot of meat there to still, unfold.
Yes, sir. To be continued.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your time today. That was great.
Thanks, General. Great to see
Thank
you.
you.
Again.